Bangor Eagles of Husson University. The NCAA North Atlantic Conference at Husson University. Through a good fortune by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at tonight's contest. Request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or other community action directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated or grounds for removal from the gymnasium. At this time, let's be the starting lineups for tonight's contest. First, for the visiting Falcons. A junior libero, number 1, Instill Nigeria. A freshman special specialist, number 2, Sophia Campos. A freshman outside hitter, number 4, Alicia Thatch. A freshman middle blocker, number 7, Natalia Sanchez. A freshman right side, number 8, Andrea Adris. A junior center, number 12, Paola Velasquez. And a freshman middle blocker, number 15, Carolina Stockton. The head coach, Fort Fisher, the two dad, Manilow. And now, let's bring the starting line for your Husson University Eagles. A freshman from Wallingford, Connecticut, number 4, Alana Baruti. A graduate student from Eagle River, Alaska, number 5, Cheyenne Young. A graduate student from Rochester, New Hampshire, number 6, Nicole Lau. A junior from Stratford, New Hampshire, number 8, Beatrice Tursi. A freshman from Centennial, Colorado, number 9, Jana Pressmore. A junior from Westerly, Rhode Island, number 12, Alexa Fields. And a junior from Brentwood, Massachusetts, number 13, Cam Schweitzer. And the Eagles are in the direction of head coach Alex Gordon, assisted by Carl Lester, Major Moore, and Mary Levay. Fans, at this time, we ask you please rise so we can play our national anthem.
Hello and welcome to the Newman Gymnasium for this volleyball contest between the Husson University Eagles and the Fisher Falcons. I'm Ryan Barnes alongside Zethan Moss. And Zethan, we should be in for a good matchup tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think these two teams carry a lot into this match, wanting to prove something. And again, both these teams, they haven't met before, ever, in the history of both these two schools, the Falcons and the Eagles. So I think it'll be a matchup where sometimes they can get away from familiar opponents and overthink things. So I think it's back to basics for the Eagles and try to settle in as they get ready for conference play. That's starting a couple of days ago, and then we'll get into the meat of that conference schedule.
As you said, it is a rarity for Husson and Fisher to collide in competition, as Fisher being NAIA and Husson being NCAA, so different conferences, different organizations being under, and we are almost all set to go. Referees going over rotations here. And it looks like Fisher will be first to serve the ball, and back is Sofia Campos, freshman out of Puerto Rico. And here we go. Dig by Tercey. Young with the set. Over the net and down. A kill for Janet Prescorn to open up the scoring here. Husson 1, Fisher nothing. Tercey going back to serve.
Just great execution from the Eagles there. They looked very smooth on that first point. No miscommunication. Just flowed very well.
And the serve goes into the net. Point going back to Fisher as Beatrice Tercey was not able to get the serve over the net. Coming into the game right now is Andrea Dietrez coming in for Paris McDowell. And that's going to be Enzo Irizarry back there for the serve. Prescorn, a little too much on the dig, but doesn't matter as it was able to fall right on the other side of the net to give the Eagles a 2-1 advantage here. And into the game now is Olivia McIntyre for Alana Peruti.
I was a little surprised not to see her in the starting lineup, I'm not going to lie, but back out there. Again, she's one of the best servers for this Eagles team, averaging a bit over an assist per set on the year.
As McIntyre's serve,
or an ace rather.
McIntyre's serve just gets a little too much on that. Coming in for Fisher now is Likey Stamp Larson in for Emily Genter. It's Paola Velasquez on the serve. Down low to Young with the dig. Set from McIntyre. Young able to get it over. Great. It was a good job by Tercey to get them back up. Just wasn't able to get the right spin on that. It was just falling after a couple more hits. And Velasquez will go back to serve again. Tercey's dig, Prescorn. Looks like we'll be called for a double touch.
Sometimes so hard to control those when you're not used to being the setter. Prescorn, the outside hitter.
This one just landing right in the corner somewhere between Cheyenne Young and Nicole Hobbs as Fisher jumps out to a 5-2 lead here in this first set.
Again, we're expecting to see a lot of streaks and runs, and that's kind of the way volleyball goes. So back and forth. No surprise to see Fisher go on a run here after a couple of mistakes from the Eagles.
And the kill for Alexa Beal right off the finger of Stamp Larson. And into the game now for Hobbs will be Maddie Shepard. Prescorn back to serve. And the dig from Irizarry. Prescorn with the kill, and McIntyre able to save that one. Tercey with the bump to set up Shepard as that one off the arms of Thatch to get Husson back within one. Prescorn back to serve again. Her serve is high. That's a dig from Thatch, and she's trying to attack, which blocked by Young and back over. McIntyre with the first touch. Set from Tercey, and the attack by Beals down for a kill. Being down 5-2, Husson quickly finds himself tied 5-5.
Great run by the Eagles there. Again, looking very smooth when they get an opportunity to really get that offense working, which is something that's been a little hard to find for them this year.
Prescorn set serve, a little floater for the ace. Eagles with a 6-5 lead now. And that one just a little too much mustard, not enough air on that one as it goes into the net.
I think that's called a little too much mustard, not enough ketchup.
It's going to be Alicia Thatch, sophomore out of Middleton, Massachusetts, back for the serve now. That serves up over the net. Tercey gets it back over. It's going to be Irizarry with the set, unable to finish off, and that is going to be Cheyenne Young putting that ball perfectly where nobody is to give the Eagles a 7-6 lead.
A great idea to try to put it over the head of Stamp Larson. Just taps it over and finds some space between her and the line.
That's Alexa Beal now with the serve. And good effort by Irizarry to just try to keep that in the air. And that eventually goes over the scoring table to give the Husson a 8-6 lead here. Beal serve, dig by Irizarry in the set. And Beal was able to get on that for the kill, as the Eagles with a 3-point lead now.
Well, that point was all Beal, like you said. Gets that dig and then gets the set from Young. Able to put it over the middle and fierce kill.
And there's the attack by Dietrich. And able to tuck it over the net was Dietrich, as she's back there to serve. Young with the dig, set from McIntyre. And the attack from Young results in a Fisher point, as they were able to get the ball back over and off the finger of an Eagle. And Dietrich is back to serve yet again, trailing only one. And that one will go right into the net, giving the Eagles a 2-point lead now, 10-8. Back into the match is Alana Peruti for Olivia McIntyre.
It was a good run for the Falcons, really, to try to stop the bleeding from the Eagles. They did a good job getting a few points back. Now gotta keep the composure here.
And the kill from Liliana Figueroa. Or not. Point Eagles.
Well, the line judge had signaled inbounds off to our right, and the one off to our left had signaled out of bounds.
And Young serve just a little too much on that one as it lands out of bounds. 11-9, the Eagles lead the Falcons here in this first set. Entering the game is Emily Genter for Likey Stamp Larson, as Genter's back to serve. Genter serve, dug by Peruti, and the double hit by Young gives the Falcons a point. And Genter back to serve again, dig by Peruti. Young with the set, and the kill by Cam Schweitzer. 12-10 now, the lead for Husson, as Maddie Shepard is back for the serve for the Eagles. Serve is up and over as the Falcons get that point there. Nicole Hobbs coming into the game for Shepard. As back to serve now for the Falcons, Sophia Campos.
Been a tight game so far. Both these teams are playing really well and responding well to a lot of those runs that we've talked about.
Hobbs with the dig, set by Young, and the attack by Schweitzer lands out of bounds to give the Falcons the set tying point here at 12.
Chance to take the lead back here. I would say you got to capitalize on that.
Campos to serve into the net. As the Husson Eagles take a 13-12 lead in this first set. Beatrice Tercey back for the serve. That one is kind of a bullet. Set, and the attack by Thatch is down for the point for the Falcons. As any time the Eagles are able to get ahead, get a lead, Falcons come back and right to tie it.
Absolutely. They've been doing a great job, like I said, battling back and limiting those mistakes. That has been big for both of these teams, and the Eagles just making a few more at the moment.
Irizarry serve dug by Hobbs, set by Young, and the attack by Beal gets her into the net and gives the Falcons a point to give them the lead here. 14-13 in the first set. Irizarry back to set again. Hobbs dig. A little miscommunication as Tercey was able to get the ball to Prescorn as she sends it over. Now the attack by Thatcher is saved by Young as the Eagles weren't able to get the ball over. And the Falcons with a 2-point lead now, 15-13, as Coach Alex Gordon will take his first timeout of the set. We will take it to 15-13, set one. Falcons lead the Eagles here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, the Fisher Falcons leading the Husson Eagles 15-13 here out of the timeout. Edzo Irizarry back to serve with 24 aces coming into today's contest. And that will make another one as the Falcons take the 3-point advantage here in this first set.
Never fails, right? As soon as you mention something.
Every time.
Every time. It's even worse when we're together.
And Irizarry's serve. Set from Cheyenne Young is blocked. Back over the net. And now Fisher's scrambling. Free ball over by Irizarry. Tercey with the set to Beal. As Irizarry with that dig. The attack by Thatcher. Dug by Tercey. Set from Young. Prescorn with the attack. And they'll call it out of bounds. 17-13 now, the lead for Fisher.
Fisher's done a great job improvising, especially like you said on that free ball over. That really screws up your whole offense, the rhythm of it all. So being able to respond and adjust is great.
Young's attack is sent the other way now by Thatcher as the Eagles scrambling here. Peruti able to send it over. And the great attack there by Junior Paola Velasquez. Right, as you said, when they're not expecting it, sending right over there, right in the middle of everybody. A 5-point advantage now for the Falcons. And Young set just a little too hard as Prescorn was not able to get it over the net. As a 6-point advantage now.
Coach Gordon already taking his first time out. Still plenty of time to get your team back into the game or into the set, but running out of time to try and stop this momentum that keeps building.
And another kill by Irizarry. Gives a 20-13 advantage here for the Fisher Falcons. There's the dig by Hobbs, set by Young, and the attack is good for a point. Alexa Beal on that one. As Olivia McIntyre coming in to serve for Alana Peruti. McIntyre's serve is just out of bounds to give Fisher the point. Coming in now is Likey Stamp Larson for Emily Genter. Back to serve is Paola Velasquez. And Velasquez's serve results in another ace. 4th one of this contest for the Fisher Falcons. 2nd one for Velasquez. Irizarry with 2 for herself. As Falcons are now 3 points away from finishing off Husson in this first set. Set by McIntyre. Young's attack is dug up, and now the attack by Thatch is good for a Falcons point.
Now this lead almost up to 10. You got to take a timeout after this next point if it goes the way of Fisher. At least I would think so. And again, this bleeding has been going on for a while.
Hobbs with the dig, set by McIntyre. Young with the attack, it's dug up. Velasquez with the set and sending it over is Stamp Larson. With the attack now is Beal. As that one goes over, Prescorn with the set for Beal as she sends it over now, resulting in a point for the Eagles. A much needed point as Fisher approaching 24 here. Not much room for error.
Much needed point is exactly what I would say. I mean, again, that bleeding been going on for a while. It was tied at 12, and it was 15-13 for a while there.
And an ace for Jana Prescorn.
I love these celebrations. I don't think we caught that one on the live stream, but boy, does this team have fun for the Eagles.
I saw one of the first ones of like them jump around, kind of like in a Wii Sports bowling if you accidentally throw the ball backwards. Tercey set to Beal is over and dug up. The attack there is set, and the attack by Young resulting in another point. 23-17 now. And timeout Fisher. 23-17 Fisher Falcons leading the Husson Eagles here in the first set. We will be right back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, 23-17, the Falcons lead set 1 against the Eagles. As coming into the game now, freshman Regan Libby in for Janet Prescorn as she'll serve. Libby, freshman out of Brooksville, Maine. As her serve is up. And the attack by Thatch is down for another Fisher point. As Prescorn comes back into the game now, and for the Falcons, it's going to be Liliana Figueroa in for Sophia Campos. And Thatcher with the ability to end the set here. Now, Cheyenne Young with the kill to make it a 6-point game now.
Well, she just goes up there and lets it loose. Tries to find that back corner and glances it off the back row. It doesn't matter. Still a lot of power behind that, and it goes out of bounds.
Now into serve another freshman, Molly Gamache. As her serve is up. And the block. Couldn't tell if that was Schweitzer or Young, resulting in another Eagles point. As the Eagles are within 5 now.
Well, for Coach Manalo of Fisher College, when do you try to, well, never mind.
As that one goes right into the net to cap things off here for the first set, 25-19. Fisher wins this one. We will be right back in about 3 minutes for set 2 between the Fisher Falcons and the Husson University Eagles. And we are back here for the second set. Husson will serve to start this one. Back is Maddie Shepard, freshman out of Raymond, New Hampshire. This one's up. Set by Velasquez, and the attack by Dietrich is blocked.
That was off one of the rafters, and they're in play as long as it stays on your side, but if it goes off of the rafter and goes to the other side, then it is a point to the opposing team. I did not explain that well, but.
And Shepard's serve right into the antenna closer to us. And it's the game for Shepard now will be Nicole Hobbs. Back to serve for Fisher is Paola Velasquez. That was back. Here's Prescorn. And right into the net as that will result in another Falcons point. This one's up and over. Tercer with the dig. Here's Prescorn again. Just sending it over. Now for the attack is Thatcher. Dig by Hobbs. Trying to finish it off is Schweitzer. And unable to dive for that one is Hobbs as it falls just in bounds, out of bounds.
That back row for the Eagles had come up, and Peruti with a desperation kind of hit off of the net, puts it a little bit too far for Hobbs to get back to.
Velasquez serve again. It's going to be set by Young, attacked by Schweitzer. This one is up. Trying the attack now is Stamp Larson. Now it's Schweitzer. That one's tipped. Going now. Here's Thatcher. As it rolls off a Husson hand and down close to the net. And that is another point for Fisher as they jump out to a 4-1 early lead in the second set.
This has been a fantastic run for Fisher dating back to that first set.
As that set goes right into the net. Husson picking up their second point of the second set. Tercey back to serve for the Eagles.
Fisher on an 18-6 run going back to that last set.
Tercey's service up and over, and that will be a kill. Her first one of the night. Ace, I should say. First one of the night. 16th of the season. This one up and over. And the attack by Thatcher is played by Husson. The attack now by Beal. Able to survive it is the Falcons, and Young with the set to Prescorn. Tipped off a Falcon hand and now sent over by Velasquez. Trying now is Peruti off of Velasquez's hand and down as Peruti with a kill. Back to serve again. Beatrice Tercey, 4-4 now in the second set. This one's back deep into the left side. Now the attack by Stamp Larson. Off the hand of Beal and down for a Falcons point. Back to serve now for the Falcons, Alicia Thatch. The attack by Beal. Bounced around a few times and right back over. Now the attack by Beal again. Blocked. Prescorn able to get it up. And the feed from Hobbs just not enough from Prescorn to get that one over. As that'll be called a fourth hit
Well, Irizarry has been putting on an athletic showcase the last few points. You can see why she wears a different jersey as the libero. That's really what you want.
Presscore's attack dug up, and now the attack from Saucier. And Beal, her attack just off the antenna, which by rule is out of bounds, even though it fell inbounds. Thatcher's serve, dug up by Hobbs, set by Young, and Prescorn, sending it down in the middle.
Sometimes you got to play smarter, not harder, and that's what you do in that instance. Try to find that hole in the defense. That back line was a little far back. The front line was up right in front of you. Just tap it over, find the ground.
Excellent placement by Prescorn. As back to serve now into the game for Peruti is Olivia McIntyre. As her serve is up. And the set just a little too close to the net as Husson inches now down 1, 7-6 in the second set. There's McIntyre again. This one back towards the bleachers, and able to get it over Irizarry as Hobbs with the dig. The attack by Young over a couple heads and falls onto the ground. 7-7 now in the set thanks to another perfectly placed attack, this time by Cheyenne Young. McIntyre again. It's the back left side. That was Thatcher with the dig. And now the attack by Stamp Larson. And point to the Falcons.
Stamp Larson just rears back, finds an extra gear on that. Puts it to that back corner.
Now it's Ezo Irizarry back to serve for the Falcons. Hobbs with the dig. Set for McIntyre. Here's Young for the attack. Dug up by Irizarry. Now the attack by Figueroa. Ball out of bounds off the hands of Nicole Hobbs for another point for the Falcons. Irizarry's serve. Dug up by Hobbs. Great way to keep it up by McIntyre and get sent over. Now Hobbs with that dig. Set from McIntyre to Beal. Beal sending it over, dug up by Thatcher. Now sent over by Thatcher. And Olivia McIntyre feeding Cheyenne Young for another kill.
It splits the defense right there. Irizarry had pulled over and Thatch was back into that corner. Finds the space in between to get to the hardwood.
Into the game now for Hobbs is Maddie Shepard. Janet Prescorn back to serve for the Eagles. That one into the back left. The attack here by Velasquez is blocked as the Falcons have to reset. Now the attack from Stamp Larson again, resulting in another Fisher point.
A couple of great reactionary moves from the Eagles there to keep it alive, but Tercey just couldn't quite get there off of Shepard's hand.
Stamp Larson out in the game now is Emily Genter, senior outside hitter from Greenwood Lake, New York. So serve is back. Here's Beal with the attack. Blocked and saved by McIntyre as she falls into the bleachers, and the kill by Young. Excellent hustle there from McIntyre.
Well, that's why you always play it through. You never want to give up on a ball until it's on the ground. And a great way to keep it alive from McIntyre results in the point for the Eagles, and they're still hanging tough in this one.
You know, I've done something like that, just dive into the stands for a ball. I missed the ball, smacked my head in the bleachers, but there's a reason why I didn't play in college. Now the attack by Velasquez off a couple Eagles and flying out of bounds. As it's 11-9 Fisher right now, as all game long, first set now through here. Husson may be able to tie, get the 1 point lead, but it's really been Fisher in control.
Yeah, absolutely. Fisher has been in control, and every time you see Husson starting to claw their way back into something and tie it up, Fisher seems to go on a run. So we'll see how the Eagles respond to that momentum here.
Attack from Young blocked. Young trying it again, just over the head. Falcons ready for that one and sent over by Irizarry. Now trying to shepherd now. They saved it. Now the attack by Thatcher, just overhead. Diving forward is McIntyre, set by Tercey. Over it is Schweitzer. And that ends up being a Husson point, as unable to keep it up as Alicia Thatch.
It was a great misdirection from Schweitzer. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but she hits it off the side of her hand to have it go straight out towards the line rather than where she was faced. Got the defense off guard.
Young serve with a little backspin on it, landing. Irizarry able to keep it up, and the attack continues. And a little too much on it by Schweitzer, as it is 12-10 now in the second set. McDowell on the serve. High in the air off of Peruti, and Peruti with the attack sends it towards the back. Now with the attack is Thatcher, just over off the hands of Schweitzer and falling out of bounds. 13-10 now, Fisher leads Husson. Serve again. Sent over by Tercey. Now the attack by Thatcher. Dug up by Prescorn, is sent over by Young. The attack by Thatcher again, as off of Cheyenne Young and falling onto the ground. Fisher taking the 4-point advantage here in the second set, as this is about the time you're down 4 right now. You don't want to let Fisher get away with this. So right around here is really where you need a good chunk of points.
Just need to put together a run, absolutely.
Sent over by McDowell. And tipped to Shepard and sent over by Shepard. And unable to get it over the net was Detrez.
That offense for the Eagles that looked so smooth to start off this match and kind of fell apart for a little. It looked like the wheels came off, and now they're starting to come back together.
Shepard back to serve. This one's over, high in the air now. Thatcher again on the attack, it's blocked. Irizarry able to get a hand on it, and attacked by Schweitzer as she gets into the middle of all 6 Falcons there on the court. None of them expecting that, and it falls right in the center of them. Shepard back to serve again. This one's over. And free ball by Velasquez, sent back over, and now the attack by Thatcher, dug up by Young, sent over by Peruti. Now here's Thatcher again, blocked by Schweitzer. Now Husson trying to settle things down as Tercey up for Schweitzer as she sends it over. Irizarry with the dig. Here's Thatcher now. Tercey for Prescorn. Now there's Detrez. Set to Schweitzer from Young. Nice. Ball going back and forth here. Young now looking for Prescorn, as this one is up. And a point for the Falcons there as it hit the antenna.
Coach Gordon pleading his case. It went off the net, but I agree with the referees in this instance. And what a volley.
Great back and forth there. Fisher eventually getting the point there. Paolo Velasquez with the serve. Here's Peruti with the attack. It's dug up, and now Stamp Larson off the hands of Prescorn and onto the ground. 16-12, Fisher leads. Now with both timeouts, it's almost a question of when does Coach Gordon take his first timeout to maybe just kind of throw a Band-Aid on this bleeding here.
Maybe after this point, I would say, depending.
Is that one is hit out of bounds. Velasquez still back there to serve. 17-12, Fisher leads. In the second set, Fisher leading 1-0. Young set to Prescorn. And sent back over by Schweitzer. Thatch with the attack, and now it's Prescorn. This one is high. Off the hands. And landing in the bleachers as that results in a Husson point.
Now you have the serve back. You've got to work something back into your favor. Tercy is a great serve, so it's a good opportunity for the Eagles to get themselves right back in it.
A good awareness by Prescorn to kind of push out in the back row. Falcons were ready for it, however, as now attacking is Peruti. And that one just past the reach of Velasquez, as it is a 3-point set now. 17-14. Fisher leading as Husson trying to crawl their way back into this one. Served by Tercy. Now the attack here is off the hands of Tercy and resulting in a point for the Falcons.
Smart play by Campos to go to the outside, and no surprise to see Coach Gordon take his timeout, trying to get the team back fired up and get some momentum in their favor, down 4.
We will take this timeout as well. Fisher leading Husson 18-14 in the second set, leading 1-0 over the Eagles. We will be right back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back for the timeout here. Fisher leading the Eagles 18-14 in the second set. Back to serve now is Alicia Thatch. As they're 7 points away from another set victory. Young set to Beal. Just tapped over. And off the fingers of Liliana Figueroa, resulting in a Husson point into the game now. Serving for Peruti will be Olivia McIntyre.
Another great server for the Eagles. Again, a good opportunity to go on a run.
Here's Zari with the dig, and now the attack here by Figueroa. Set to Prescorn, tipped over. Now here's Figueroa again, it's blocked. Another Stamp Larson dig by Hobbs. McIntyre setting it to Prescorn as that one is blocked and tipped back over by Alexa Beal, who gets the Eagles within 2 now.
Well, Prescorn just unloaded on that, and no surprise to see it go off the block back to the side of the Eagles, and looked like Beal was going to try to set it and fakes out the defense yet again.
And here's McIntyre's serve as dug low by Thatch and sent over by Thatch. Here's Prescorn now with the attack off of Thatch and down under the net. And another Husson point as they pull within 1. And if you have a timeout on the floor, Fisher taking their first timeout of the set. We will be right back here. Husson within 1 here in the second set here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back from the timeout now. Olivia McIntyre back to serve as the Eagles pulled within 1 here in the second set. Looking to tie this one set apiece. Serve is up, and it's over. Now the attack by Stamp Larson. And sent back over by Young, tipped back and eventually tipped over by McIntyre. Eagles look to attack again. Here's Prescorn. Off the hands of Figueroa and onto the ground as we have a tie game here, 18-18 in the second set.
First time it's been tied since back at 4-4 between these two teams, and Eagles a chance to take the lead now.
McIntyre's serve just a little too low as it runs into the net, giving the Falcons a point. Back to serve for the Falcons, Irizarry.
Again, Irizarry's been putting on a clinic in that back row for the Falcons.
Surely has been everywhere, both on the court and the stat sheet. As the attack by Prescorn. As they're going to call a Falcon in the net, giving the points to the Eagles. Now Prescorn back to serve. Tied at 19. And that one off the hands of Irizarry and just going a little too close to the net for anyone to do anything with it. And the Eagles taking a lead now, 20-19.
First lead since 5-4 for the Eagles, so battling back in this set.
Here's the attack by Figueroa. And now here's Shepard, send it back over. Irizarry. Now here's Figueroa again. Eagles looking to settle things down. Here's Alexa Beal. It's dug up by Thatch. And now here's Stamp Larson as it's blocked and off of Velasquez. And now a 2-point lead now for the Eagles, 21-19. And we have another timeout by Fisher, their second of the set. Husson 4 points away from tying this thing at 1 set apiece here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. back from the timeout. Husson leading Fisher 21-19 here in the second set. Price going back to serve, and this one's up. And bouncing around and still finds its way over. McIntyre to Young, and that one's down, 22-19.
Again, sometimes it's about finding that empty space and not going with the power. Young made that split-second decision midair and taps it just past that line.
Here's Prescorn again with the serve. Now, there's the attack by Paris McDowell as Fisher able to get a point back here. Enter the game now is Emily Genter in for Likey Stamp Larson. And here's the serve. Tercer a little too much on it as Young was able to save it from being tipped right back. Here's the attack here by Figueroa, blocked by Alexa Beal. 23-20 now, as Husson is 2 points away from tying this thing at one set apiece. Into the game now, Regan Libby for the serve. As this one's up and over. Thatcher with the dig and the attack by McDowell is sent back over, and now here Shepard is blocked by a pair of Falcons. As 23-21 now.
Coach Gordon still has that other timeout in his back pocket, so the Falcons pull this one a little bit closer. I'd say try to use it and really just game plan for those last 2 points.
There's served by Campos. Here's McIntyre set to Young. And here's Tercy to Schweitzer as that was sent back over. And now here's the attack by Thatch. It's blocked by Schweitzer and down. 24-21 now. Husson being 1 point away now from tying this thing at one set apiece. Into the game now. It is Alana Peruti in for Olivia McIntyre. Cheyenne Young back to serve for the potential set-winning point. Whistle blown, Young set. This one's up and over. And that is going to be off a pair of Falcons and down. Husson winning the second set, tying this thing at one set apiece. As the teams will switch sides, we will be right back for set 3 between the Husson Eagles and the Fisher Falcons. We are back for set 3 between the Fisher Falcons and the Husson Eagles. Both teams tied 1-1. As I was going to say, it's kind of hard to play volleyball without a ball.
It is important.
Back to set now. It is Sophia Campos, and we are underway in set 3. Set from Young to Prescorn. As that one is settled down by Fisher. Now the attack by Thatch. And now sent over by Prescorn. And the attack by McDowell is out of bounds. Husson taking the 1-0 lead here.
Now we've got a little bit of an inverted situation to what we had going into the second set, where the Eagles putting together a great run, trying to keep that momentum going forward into this third set and get themselves up big early.
Tercey's serve just going out of bounds as we are tied 1 apiece. Seems like everything you speak into existence just goes the opposite way and does a complete 180.
It really does.
Here's McDowell for the serve. This one's set by Young over to Beal. As that one falls out of bounds, giving the Eagles a 2-1 lead here in this third set. Back to serve now for the Eagles, Olivia McIntyre. McIntyre's serve up and over. And now the quick thinking by Paola Velasquez, to send over when no one's really expecting it.
Great misdirection and way to stay on top of it. That's a tough move to pull off without getting called for a carry.
Or an accidental double hit either. Overall, great job there as the set from McIntyre to Young is sent over now, settled by the Falcons. Now here's Thatch on the attack. Keeping it alive is Tercey, sending it back over. And now Stamp Larson's attack is blocked. Here's Thatch again as it falls just out of the reach of Olivia McIntyre as 3-2. Fisher leads now. Back to serve, Paola Velasquez. Here's the attack from Prescorn. It is up. Now here's Stamp Larson who gets the kill on Nicole Hobbs. 4-2 now, Fisher leading this third set. Almost picking up where they left off about halfway through that second set. Husson coming up, getting the 1-2 point lead, and then the Fisher coming back to take a 1-2 point lead of their own. Prescorn's attack is blocked and saved by Thatch. Thatch's attack is up off the hands of Tercey and unable to get that over the net. As there's a little bit of concern there for Olivia McIntyre. Looks like she's all right to keep going. 5-2, Fisher leading now. Velasquez again here. Set by McIntyre. Here's Beal on the attack. This one sent back over by Irizarry. Here's Beal. This one falling. And up and over by Irizarry. Young's attack is dug up, and now the attack by Thatch. Saved. Now here's Prescorn with the absolute bullet down in between two Falcons. Getting this within 2 points.
Really great communication from the Eagles on that point. Really trying to figure each other out. Back to serve now, Jana Prescorn.
Falcons. This one's up in the attack by Stamp. Larson is sent back over, and now here's Tercey with the dig. Set by McIntyre to Alexa Beal, who just gets it over. And that was Thatch unable to keep it up. 5-4 now. Fisher leading this third set.
Schweitzer and Young already with 2 blocks.
This one is just over the net. Not sure if that was exactly the plan by the way she was setting up for that, but a point's a point nonetheless. This one a little deeper. Here's the attack by Thatch. Up by Tercey, the set by McIntyre, and attempt by Shepard is no good. And Thatch's attempt. Irizarry almost running into a coach there to save that one as it was sent back over. And this volley continues. Here's Tercey to McIntyre. And here's Cheyenne Young as this one is right back up. Thatch with the attack, it's blocked. They're gonna call it tipped. No double touch there for the back rowers. Prescorn. This one's saved. And right back over. Set by McIntyre to Alexa Beal. And this one's down and winning the volley. 6-5 in a fast-paced back and forth volley. Husson able to come away with the point on that one.
Both teams really showed a lot of composure towards the end of that set, taking that time to breathe, think about what's going on. That's what a lot of times will kill those volleys as it gets really deep into it.
As it just keeps going back and forth, teams tend to panic. It's like, all right, let's just get this up and over. But great composure by both teams. Here's Thatch's attack. It's blocked, sent back over by Campos. Here's Young with the attack. This one off the hand of Velasquez and sent back over by Thatch. And the attack now is Shepard as she's unable to get it over. As points will head towards the Falcons. Now back to serve is Alicia Thatch, who also, like Irizarry, has been everywhere. Seems like every other play I'm saying her name. And great way to keep that in by Prescorn. As sent back over by the Falcons. The attack now by Beal is a little too short. And another point for the Falcons. 7-6, they lead.
Well, like you said, Thatch has been doing a great job so far, being just about everywhere. 8 kills on the day already.
And Young trying for the misdirection there. It's gone on, and now here's Shepard. This one is down off the arms of Thatch. And point to the Eagles, 7-7 here in this third set. One set apiece.
Well, this third set has been great to watch so far. These two teams just trading blows, going back and forth. No one's been able to put a run together just yet.
Served by Beal is up, and now the back row attack by Thatch is off the hand of Beal and out of bounds. Irizarry back to serve for the Falcons. This one's up and over. Dig by Tercey, set by McIntyre. This one blocked. Husson resetting. Here's Young again. Off the net and over. Here's McIntyre with the set again. This time to Schweitzer. And this one looked like it hit the ceiling. Ref's going to say it didn't. And Eagles get the point anyway as Cheyenne Young sent to the back corner off of Irizarry.
I see what Coach Gordon was saying there, but I didn't think that one made contact with the light, or at least enough to misdirect it at all. But then Young finishes it up.
Now here's Young with the serve. And this one's short and heading back the other way, 9-8. Fisher leading Husson right now. As it's gonna be Likey Stamp Larson, freshman out of Denmark, for the serve. This one's up and over. Almost caught, it's like it caught Tercy by surprise, and Shepard doing what she could to keep it up, but that going right behind everybody and giving Fisher a 2-point lead now. Here's the serve again by Stamp Larson. The attack now by Peruti off the antenna. And point to Fisher. (11-8). Now Fisher leads. Here's Young with the set to Peruti. This one's blocked. Peruti's giving it back up. Tercy sending it over to Schweitzer. As Falcons are able to get that one up and over. Here's Schweitzer again. And now the attack by Figueroa. Here's Young with the set to Peruti. As they're going to say, a fourth hit on that one.
It's really important to try and quell this run here off the serve for the Eagles.
Set is up and off the hands of Jana Prescorn. 5-point lead now for the Falcons. As the serve's up and over. There's Tercy with it. And now a lot of Peruti just sending it right over. Paris McDowell unable to get it back over as it falls right in front of her. It is a 4-point set now. Back to serve now for the Eagles, Maddie Shepard. Shepard serves up and over, and a little too much on that one. As the Falcons will take the 5-point lead now. In for Shepard is Nicole Hobbs. And for Figueroa for the Falcons, we have number 2, Sofia Campos. That serve is up and over. Here's Young to Peruti as she gives a nice little spin, and it falls in bounds for an Eagles point. 14-10 now. Beatrice Tercy back to serve for the Eagles. Here's Zari's dig. And attack is played by the Eagles. Now here's Thatch. Dig by Young, sent back over by Thatch. Now here's Prescorn with the attack. And a little miscommunication. I don't know if they knew if the ball was tipped, if it went off the net. Didn't know what was going on there. And that one falling for a Falcons point.
Yeah, I think it was just a little misunderstanding whether or not that had been tipped at the line. Hobbs wanted to let it go because it was going out of bounds.
As McDowell was served into the net, Eagles getting the point back. Into serve now, Olivia McIntyre with a 4-point game right now. This is about the time you want McIntyre to come in to serve, especially Fisher 10 points away from going up 2-1. You kind of want to come back here, at least get even. Here's the serve by McIntyre. And this one's back over. Attack by Beal over a couple heads. And first ball again is McIntyre. Another attack by Beal. Here's the attack by Thatch. It's blocked and sent backwards into the net. And back onto the floor for an Eagles point. It almost looked like that net had like a little slingshot effect.
Well, this back line for the Falcons has done a great job of digging up those tap overs the Eagles love to do. Trying to get it over a block and not necessarily using that power.
As the serve from McIntyre is played, the attack by Thatch. And good way to keep it up by McIntyre, and it's up and over. Here's Thatch again, as this one is brought up by McIntyre, and the attack by Young. And that one tipped out of bounds. 16-12 now. Fisher leading Husson. Back to serve for the Falcons, Paola Velasquez. Set from McIntyre. There's Prescorn as that one's dug up, and now here's Thatch on the attack. Off a couple Eagles' hands, rolling out of bounds. And another point for Fisher, 16.
Should be 17-12.
I was just
There
about
we
to
go.
say. I'm going off the scoreboard here in the gym. It looked like a little misinput as that one's an ace for Velasquez. And we have a timeout on the floor by Coach Alex Gordon. His first of the set, 18-12. Fisher leads Husson in the second set. We will be right back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back from the timeout now. Fisher leading Husson 18-12 in the third set, one set apiece. Paola Velasquez with the serve now. Set from McIntyre. Here's Cheyenne Young sent into the back row. Now here's Thatch on the attack for the Falcons. Nothing doing. Here's Beal. This time it's Stamp Larson finding an open space in the back row of the Eagles, making it 19-12 now.
Does a great job splitting that defense. Again, a little bit of a exploitation of how the Eagles were set up in a wide open space between McIntyre and Tercey.
Serve now set by McIntyre, tipped right over by Young. And that one landing on the Falcons side of the floor for an Eagles point. Into the game now for Nicole Hobbs is Maddie Shepard. Here's the serve by Prescorn as that one is inbounds. An ace by Jana Prescorn.
Just lays it onto that back line beautifully.
Now here's Prescorn again. This one up and over. Stamp Larson with the attack. And a little too much on that. Couldn't tell if that was Prescorn or Tercey. But nonetheless, point going back to the Falcons. Alicia Thatch back to serve. Set by McIntyre. Attack by Young is down for the kill. Cheyenne Young with her 11th kill of this match.
Well, again, she just rears back and lets it loose.
And the serve from Bill, a little too much on it, and gives a point right back to Fisher. Here's the serve. Set by McIntyre. Here's Shepard on the attack. This one going out of bounds and falling down. Point Eagles, 21-16.
Good opportunity for the Eagles to try to make some noise late in this set and bring it up a little bit closer.
Cheyenne Young back to serve. This one is just a light floater falling down before a diving Thatch could get to it. 21-17 now. Here's Young again, this one going backwards. Here's Zari to Thatch as Thatch sends it over. Set by Young to Shepard. This one's tipped back. Irizarry with the dig, and now on the attack was Figueroa, excuse me. And Cam Schweitzer's attack is off a couple hands and out of bounds. A 3-point game now. We have a timeout on the Fisher side. We will take it too when we come back. 21-18. Fisher leading Husson in this third set. We'll be right back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back from the timeout. Husson still trailing Fisher 21-18, 3 points as we're approaching the end of the third set. As that serve is out of bounds, going in the direction of the Falcons as they're 3 points away from leading this thing 2-1.
Just got to close it out here for the Falcons. You just got the service back, and like you said, 3 points away from winning this third set.
Stamp Larson serve off the fingers of Tercey. Press weren't able to get it up and over, but eventually fallen, resulting in a point for the Falcons. 2 points away now as Leikes Stamp Larson back to serve now. Dig by Tercey. Here's Young with the set. Peruti with the attack, and that's down. And they're going to call it off the antenna. As now into the game for the Eagles, Leah Peliquin in for Alexa Beal. Stamp Larson's serve is up and over. Peliquin with the dig, Young with the set. Now the attack by Shepard is dug up by Irizarry. And now the attack by Figueroa. As the referees are going to call the line judges in for a little discussion, as this could make or break potentially the match.
Really looked like it was out of bounds. I thought I saw a clear line on the other side of the ball as it made contact with the floor.
as the points will go to the Eagles.
I think they were discussing whether or not it had been tipped.
There's Shepard with the serve, down 5. 0 room for error here. Is that one resulting in an ace off the hands of Irizarry. 24-20 now. As the serve is up and over everyone's head and landing out of bounds. 25-20. Fisher winning this third set, taking the 2 sets to 1 lead. Now 25 points away from ending this match. We'll be right back in about 3 minutes for the 4th set here in the Newman Gymnasium on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Welcome back to Newman Gymnasium. If you're just tuning in, Fisher Falcons taking the 2 sets to 1 lead over the Husson Eagles as we enter this 4th set. And a little change here as Husson will change the libero now is Leah Peliquin as libero, as Beatrice Tercy will change back into a white jersey. Potentially getting some touches as a hitter as she has in previous seasons. But now it's Regan Libby back to serve for the Eagles, and that one is inbounds. Husson taking the early lead here in this set.
Great placement again, finding that back corner. Sometimes it's just so hard to judge those, whether or not you should try to put a hand on it or not.
As Libby's set a serve again is attack now. Here's Prescorn giving a little backspin as the volley is continued. Here's Schweitzer as it was tipped and tipped back over by Schweitzer. Resetting now are the Falcons. Thatch's attack off a light and now sent back over by Young as the volley continues now. As they're going to call Lon Peruti in the net as the points will go towards the Falcons. Back to serve for Fisher, Paola Velasquez. Here's Prescorn pushing it towards the back. And here's Thatch with the attack. It's blocked and sent down by Cam Schweitzer. 2-1, Husson leads now as Schweitzer will go back to serve. Coming in to take the front row part of the rotation for Pelican is Alexa Beal. And Schweitzer's serve is off of Thatch and out of bounds for the ace. 3-1 now. Now Husson, so far this set, I know it's very early, but almost taking more control than they have in the past.
Absolutely, they're showing a little bit more comfort, it seems, out on the court, and there's been a lack of miscommunication was the words about to come out of my mouth.
Well, at least you didn't say it and have it happen. But as there was miscommunication there.
Maybe it's on the thought.
Maybe.
Might be on the thought rather than.
Just stop thinking, Zethan.
Okay.
Here's the serve from Thatch. Dig by Pelican, set by Young to Prescorn as that one's down for a kill. Alicia Thatch unable to get to that one as that one falls right in front of her face. Olivia McIntyre coming in for Peruti to serve. Four 2, Husson leads this one. As the dig from Irizarry, and now the attack from Velasquez is blocked down by Beal.
Beal's been having a great night on top of the net. I believe that was for 1.5 block. Now there's 3 Eagles already above 1.5 blocks and a couple others with 1.
And the serve from McIntyre sent back over and sent back down by Cheyenne Young for a Husson point. And a quick timeout by Fisher early in this 4th set. We're going to take it to 6-2. Husson leads over the Fisher Falcons here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back from the timeout now, Husson leading 6-2 over the Fisher Falcons. Olivia McIntyre back to serve. This one's up and over towards the left side and just falls in bounds. As it looked in bounds to me, the ref on the far side was sure of it. I guess the top judge just looking for a confirmation on that one. Here's another serve by McIntyre. This one out of bounds. 7-3 now. Falcons trailing as Edzo Irizarry back to serve for the Falcons. Here's Irizarry. And the attack by Young is up. And Velasquez sending it over. Here's Hobbs to McIntyre. McIntyre to Alexa Beal, out of bounds. Another point for the Falcons. Irizarry still back to serve. This one's up and over. Young to McIntyre. McIntyre to Prescott, and that one's down for the kill.
Put a lot of topspin on that. That had a nice late drop and catches the Falcons off guard. It looks like they were going to let that go. It looked like it was going to go out of bounds, but again, that spin on it causes it to drop. Great placement.
Prescott back to serve. This one with a little power on it. Thatch getting some on that. And a little collision by the net. As we're going to step aside for a quick second, so we'll be right back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And we are back. Everyone seems all right. Prescott back to serve. 9-4, Husson leading. Serves up and over. The attack by Stamp Larson. Dug up by McIntyre, set by Peliquin to Beal as she pushes it over. And they're going to call her for the double hit. A serve from Stamp Larson up and over. Set by McIntyre to Cheyenne Young as they're going to call her for a carry.
Young didn't necessarily agree with that call, but Coach Gordon does. And
Stamp Larson with the serve, and now here's Cheyenne Young back with the attack, just out of bounds, as you really can't get more out of any less out of bounds than that. Words were not wording right there, as we're gonna take a timeout. I think I need that one too. 9-7, leading Fisher right now here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. 9-7, Husson leading this set in a must-win set for the Eagles. as that serves off the press scoring, landing in the bleachers as point for the Falcons.
Well, the Eagles leading this at 1 point, 9-5. And able to work their way back into this one are the Falcons. Now a chance to tie it up.
As here's the serve from Stamp Larson, as that one out of bounds, and we are tied 9-9. As you said, after Husson leading 9-5, shout out Dolly Parton.
And you would find a way to work that one in.
Sorry, I had that and I couldn't not. Stamp Larson with the serve again. Press scoring with that dig attack by Young. And again with the block, and that one falling down. 10-9, Husson leading. And it's going to be Alexa Beal back in the serve. Cam Schweitzer coming in for Pelican. And Beal's serve just not enough on that one, as this one's tied back up at 10. It's going to be Sophia Campos back to serve. And this one's up and over. Dug by Young and now sent over by Shepard. And trying to take advantage of a Stamp Larson on the ground was Shepard. And this one's sent back over. And here's Shepard again, and just not enough on that one. And that will be a Fisher point. Here's Campos with the serve again. And the attack by Young. Off of Thatch and out of bounds. Husson tying it at 11.
Well, since tying it up for the Falcons, it's been a tough time trying to maintain that lead. Both teams have done a great job battling back and forth in the middle portion of this set.
And the serve by Young is up and over, and that will fall for Eagles point. 12-11 now, Husson taking the lead. Serve by Young again. And the attack by McDowell is blocked. And now here's Thatch with the attempt, and that one's blocked. And the free ball by Velasquez works out as that one falls down for a Fisher point. Here's McDowell's serve again. Set by Young. And miscommunication between Shepard and Beal there. Shepard and Young, excuse me. And McDowell back to serve yet again. And Prudy's second hit, just a little too much on that, going backwards. Has been too far for Pelican to catch up with. 14-12 now. Fisher leading. As this one's up and sent over by Press, going off the hands of Campos and down. 14-13 now. Into the game for Shepard is going to be Regan Libby.
Libby has been a serving specialist all year.
This one's up and over. High off the hands of Campos and over by Thatch. And the attack by Schweitzer is down and good. 14-14 now. And this one from Libby is up and over. The attack by Thatch is blocked and high. Staying in and wasn't able to get it over the net is Alana Peruti. As 15-14 now, Fisher leading with Nicole Hobbs coming in for Libby. Hobbs with it. And the set to Prescorn, and that one fired down, but still in play. Dig by Peliquin and sent over. Here's Stamp Larson with the attack, and they're going to call a double hit on that. And Husson tying this one up 15-15, just 10 points away from forcing a fifth set here.
Again, we had a bit of a battle in the second set, going back and forth between these two teams. Again, just kind of trading blows. And the Eagles eventually pulled away with that one, putting together a good run.
Falcons unable to answer to Schweitzer's serve, ending up having 4 hits on that one, which is resulting in a Husson point. And Schweitzer's serve into the net. Into the game now is Liliana Figueroa for Sofia Campos. Back to serve is Thatch. Thatch's serve gets to Hobbs, to Young, to Prescorn, and that one's out of bounds. 17-16 now, Falcons leading.
One stat I do want to point out, the Eagles, 8 different players have recorded an ace so far in this match.
As the serve right off of Peliquin onto the ground. And here's Thatch again to serve. It's up by Prescorn, and now here's Bill with the attack pushing towards the back. Here's Stamp Larson again. Now set from Young to Prescorn, and that one's down. 18-17 now as Husson is right back in it. Down 1. McIntyre coming in for Peruti. Now I said last set that you wanted McIntyre to come in to save yourself from going down 2-1, but this is who you want serving to save yourself from potentially losing the match, as McIntyre's been pretty good serving all season long, as Young's attempt is no good. And 19-17 now, Fisher leading with Enzo Irizarry back to serve. Just 6 points away from finishing off the Eagles. Here's Hobbs. And the attack from Prescorn is up by Thatch. Irizarry to Figueroa. And the attack by Beal, just not enough on it. As it's 20-17 now.
You got to start thinking about a timeout for Coach Gordon. Can't let the Falcons get too far ahead. You don't give yourself enough room to try and mount a comeback.
And here's Young with the attack. Peliquin keeping it alive and sent over by Prescorn.
Reset, calm it down.
There's McDowell. That one's blocked, sent back, and now Eagles trying to settle things here. The attack by Beal is kept up, and now the attack is no good from Figueroa. 20-18 now. Prescorn back to serve. Coming in for Hobbs will be Maddie Shepard. Press going back to serve. This one up and over and into the net. 21-18 now. Here's the serve from Stamp Larson. The attack from Cheyenne Young is played. And sent over by Figueroa. It's blocked. And down off the hands of Paris McDowell for a 4-point lead. 22-18, just 3 points away from finishing this thing off. Like Stamp Larson back to serve. This one's played by Peliquin. Set by McIntyre and killed by Maddie Shepard. As the Eagles are within 3 now. And a couple substitutions coming in for libero Peliquin will be Cam Schweitzer. In for Alexa Beal is Molly Gamache. As she will go back to serve. As this one's played by Irizarry, now played by the Eagles. Attempt by Shepard is up. And a double hit. Called on the Falcons, 22-20 now. As the Eagles will not go down without a fight. Gamache to serve again. And here's Cheyenne Young to force it over, and that's down. 22-21 now.
Well, the Eagles clawing their way back into it.
And we have a timeout by Fisher, their first of the set, 22-21. We will take a quick break here and be back in about a minute for a conclusion of a thrilling 4th set here in Newman Gymnasium. And we are back here in the Newman Gymnasium. 22-21, Fisher leading the Eagles. And the serve from Gamache is up and over. And sent back over by McDowell. And sent back over by Olivia McIntyre as this volley will continue. And a kill from Liliana Figueroa, ending the momentum for the Eagles as Fisher takes a 23-21 lead. Entering the game for Gamache now will be Alexa Beal. And back to serve for the Falcons, Sophia Campos, 2 points away from finishing this thing off. As that serve is up and over, Peliquin with the dig, set by McIntyre. An attempt by Young is sent back over. Here's another set by McIntyre to Maddie Shepard, and this one is off the hands of Alicia Thatch and out of bounds. 23-22 now. Cheyenne Young going back to serve with Alana Peruti coming in to play the front row rotation for McIntyre.
As she goes to that back row, she is 3 digs away from a 3rd consecutive triple-double.
As that one is a 4th hit, and she got 1 there. As the Falcons are 1 point away from finishing this thing off. Here's McDowell on the serve. Young with the set, sent over by Peruti. That one is sent back over by Velasquez. That thing will do it. 25-22, Fisher wins the fourth set, winning the match 3-1. And one thing I wanted to talk about that didn't really get a chance before the game finished, as you were talking about Shiny Young with the triple doubles. Not only getting her first career triple double our last home game against St. Joe's, but getting another one against the University of Maine at Presque Isle. The first 2 triple doubles in program history.
Yeah, and she's been on a tear recently. You can really tell by the way she's playing. She's got a lot of energy, and she's, again, been playing very, very well, seeing the ball very well, and really able to communicate through to the rest of her team what's going on, and been very versatile as well across the whole court for Coach Gordon.
Coming up for Fisher, they're going to continue the road trip heading down to Salem State on Thursday before finishing the weekend back up here in Maine against UMaine Fort Kent, then UMaine Presque Isle. And for the Eagles, they will host Vermont State University Linden on Saturday at 1 p.m. and Vermont State Johnson Sunday. And we'll be here for that one. And from Ethan Moss, I'm Ryan Barnes on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Fisher beating Husson 3-1.